Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to Flossy Friday. It is June 3rd, 2022, and I actually have some stuff to show you guys. Yeah, cats are fine. Stella's still a kleptomaniac. Potter's doing great. Work has been pretty low key, which is really nice. And I did almost nothing. Well, I worked really hard last Saturday. Saturday? I think so. I did a lot of yard work Saturday, last weekend, and then I kind of took it easy the rest of the weekend and did some random stuff inside. And so this weekend, I'm going to be working outside. I need to get some stuff inside done. And Monday and Tuesday, I have taken off work for a quilt retreat. And so I'm going to be finishing up prepping for that and pre-packing the car and all that kind of stuff. So that way I just have to get up and head down there on Monday morning because it starts at 8 a.m. So let me just dive right in. I have a couple of cross stitch things to show you, but I also have something that's quilting related. And yeah, also probably just some random chatter, but why do I feel like I'm gonna sneeze? Okay. So I did start Always Remember from Plum Street Samplers with Elizabeth last week for Memorial, and I can't remember how far I had gotten last week whenever I recorded, or if I had even started at that point. I honestly can't remember. So if I'm at the same point as where I started, then that's just the way it is. I am doing this pattern on Feldspar from Picture This Plus 32 count Lugana, and I did change up some of the colors, but this is how far I've gotten. Elizabeth is like already like knocked out like 30% of the dang pattern. So like I said, this weekend I have yard work that I need to work on and some housework. And I want to cut and prep some stuff for quilting, but I'm not going to allow myself to quilt this weekend. The most that I'm going to do, other than cutting things out and getting things ready and packed, is I'm going to I did get some black fabric, and I'm going to put the binding on my 30s quilt, so that way I can work on binding slowly, but that's how far I got. I want to cross stitch this weekend, so I definitely want to work on this some more because I was really enjoying it. I keep on getting into quilting moods. And I got my temperature sal caught up through either May 30th or May 31st. I honestly cannot remember. But here's the low temperatures. So here's Potter's. Double the fabric up so you can see it better. Our lows have been in like the 70s, low 80s. Exciting. And I got the fish finished on his as well. And then here's the highs, and these are both this pattern is from Stitchin' Mommy. She has an Etsy. Her name is Sarah. She's on Instagram as Stitchin' Mommy. She does a lot of full coverage pieces herself, but she has like a temperature sal design in her Etsy for like, I don't know, the last like almost 10 years. There's at least one temperature sal available for the last 10 years. And then here's the highs. So this is the one that represents Stella because she likes to be warm. Potter likes to be cold. Yeah, it's looking really good. It's getting spicy outside. So I finally got those caught up, and in about, I would say, trying to think, so here's the pattern Like, it's been a while since I've shown this. So I'm at this paw print right here. So in about 2 to 3, or about like a week and a half or so, I'll be right here, which then I can start working on this window, which has a little birdie in it and a flower. So that'll be really fun. I did go ahead and make the fish the same color because I was just, I don't know, it just seemed weird to do the fish different color, but I may change the bird color. Maybe I'll do like one that's blue and one that's red. And I can like play with like the flower colors and stuff like that. So that's all my cross stitch. I know it's super, super fast. I will tell you one little thing of like haul that I got is this guy, and he's still plugged in because I'm an idiot. But this is probably like the best $15 that I've ever spent, at least like in a while. And yeah, I left him on. It's okay. Anyways, it's a Sunbeam travel iron. It gets super hot. It can do 120 volts or 240 volts. It's also a steamer. If you fill it up with water, you can use it to steam. And there's a little switch to turn steam on or off. You can also, there's a minimum, a maximum, and you just rotate the little wheel to change the temperature. But this gets in the tiny, tiny pieces of your piecework. Yeah, I've used it a fair amount. It's already like kind of browning a little bit. That's okay. I also, it should be here on Sunday, I ordered a 14 by 14 wool pressing mat off of Amazon because no store around me had one. We have company. And hopefully that should be here by Sunday, which will be perfect for me to be able to take it to the retreat, just to have a little pressing mat next to me. There is going to be pressing stations and there is going to be cutting stations, but I do like to have that stuff next to me for like really quick stuff. But yeah, definitely I had like this thought in my head that for like smaller pieces in a block, that you would have more control with something really like a lot smaller. And so far that's been true. Hey, you want to say hi? What are you chasing? What are you chasing? Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know what you're chasing. Nothing is there. There's no birds at the feeder, so I honestly have no idea what she's chasing. What is it? Oh, it's a fly. There's a fly on the window screen. Okay. All right, so last weekend I went to the fabric store down in Montgomery with Ashley, and she helped me pick out my fabrics for my temperature south. Now, initially I was thinking solids or grunges, and I kind of had like this palette like thought in my head, and the end of bolt sale was coming up for the store on Tuesday, and right on top was 2 3/4 yards of Ruby Star in a happy birthday pattern, or from the happy birthday collection, this one right here. And that is exactly how much background fabric is needed for the temperature south pattern that I'm doing. So I snagged it because almost 3 yards of fabric was only going to be $24. So I was thinking, oh, I could do solids with that. It would be super cute. It'll add like some gold in it and all kinds of stuff. But Ashley was with me and I said, should I go with solids with this Ruby Star or should I go Ruby Star with Ruby Star? And anyways, Ashley convinced me to go Ruby Star with Ruby Star. So my temperature south is a bit crazy looking, but it's not as crazy as I thought it would be. And I'm loving how it's coming out. So let me just show you. I got it caught up in 4 days. And I got everything cut out for the first 5 months of the year. When I have like some, cut out of the ones of like the temperatures that we're really getting into right now, and stuff like that. This pattern, it is going to be easier to do an entire month at one time because there's like a pattern to the extras. So this right now is a done whip until the beginning of July. So I'm just going to back you up just a little bit so I can show you this better. But this is my temperature quilt so far. I don't know if you can see May, but So I'm not following like the typical, it goes from, the colors of the rainbows, and the darkest is reds, and the coldest are like blues and purples. I realized, so I initially had it similarly set up, but with like a little bit different of a colorway to that. And then I very quickly realized that a lot of the summer would then be colors that I'm not super into. And so I was looking up the hashtags of temperature quilts from different years, and people use an array of fabrics, and they don't stick, not everyone sticks to the rainbow gradient guideline. And so I decided to change mine up. So the cooler temperatures are like the cream and like these lighter colors down here. Then it goes into the rust colors. Then it goes into the golds. And then it goes into the pinks, into the blues. And finally, like some of the hottest colors are the gray. So that's why at the beginning of the year, other than the first day of the year, it was 84 degrees as the high, just so you know. And the low was like 46 or something crazy. So that's why it's blues and the darker rust. But that's why the first like 3 months, you can kind of see it. The first 3 months are very yellows, rust, the cream colors, and then get into like the pinks every once in a while as the highs. And then you start seeing in March, we start getting more of those blues. It's a little less sporadic. Like we start getting into the blues in March, and then April, the highs is mostly in the blues, which is the high 70s all the way through the low 90s. And then this gray down here is 95 to 100. And we haven't had a 101 yet, but 101 and above is going to be the same pattern as the gray, but the black with the gold. So, and I do not think I'm going to make this pattern any bigger by adding another row with the color gradient that I'm using. Instead, what I think I'm going to do, and not what I think I'm going to do, I'm like pretty like set on doing this actually. I'm going to make the binding my indicator gradient. So no, it's not going to say, like the temperature range for each color, but the gradient range will be the binding. And I think that'll be kind of cool and a little bit different. Might I change my mind a little bit and maybe do something on the back of the fabric? Maybe. But I'm not going to do, like, I might alter the backing and have the gradient with, like, the indicator numbers. Maybe, but I'm not going to do anything on the front of the quilt. But yeah, I really love this. If anything, maybe I'll make it a part of like my label, and I'll do like a small gradient in like super small little squares or something. And then just make it a part of the label instead of making it like a facet of the quilt. So other than that, this week I have been trying to decide what I'm going to take on retreat. And the other thing is that this is my scrap bag. So this is an empty cluster fluff or cluster stuff bag. These are all of my remnants from like cuts and things. And Ashley has like 8, and 3 of them have batting scraps and 5 of them have fabric scraps that she's been saving and collecting for the last couple of years. And some of the scraps in there are actually mine from us sewing together at her house. So she's not moving them. So I took them, and right now they're all on my kitchen table. So at some point in the next couple of weeks, because I don't want them just sitting around for forever, I'm going to go through them. I'm going to gather the scraps that I think are big enough and or fabrics that I would want to use, because I want to make some crazy squares. I've made crazy square blocks before. I really enjoyed it, and I've seen some like new kind of like takes on crazy squares, and that's what I want to do with some of the scraps. I think it'll be really fun. And so I need to go through all the fabrics, and then anything that is like completely not usable, I might just trash. And then anything else that is usable but that I don't want to keep, I'm going to re-put into bags. So I have my own empty bag. So I'm going to kind of like work in that kind of way. And I can donate it to the guild because they use the scraps to stuff pillows for the nursing home, like super stuffed stiff pillows that the elderly can like put as like lumbar support in their chairs and stuff. Are you okay? Are you okay over there? All right. So that's pretty much all that I have for you. Like I said, super quick video. I will have a whole lot more next week. My temperature sal will get caught up again this next upcoming week. I am hoping to have more done on Always Remember. And I really think that I could finish 1, maybe 2 quilt tops Monday and Tuesday. So I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, with that, I will see y'all next time. Bye guys.